Welcome back, trainers, and in this video we're going to be taking a look at shiny Shadow Lapras as well as Buzzwole, and we're going to be swapping out that third Pokemon. We got Nihilego currently right here, so we got kind of two Ultra Beasts going on. As much as I would like to use three, it's just a little too risky. Nihilego's the only thing that would be protecting us from poison. And then we're also going to be using Crobat here. So let's go ahead and see what we have going on. If you're wondering, how come you're not playing the Willpower Cup or what's going on? Like, I did plenty of those videos, and we're here with the Ultra League. This is just where it's at for me. So Buzzwole, always a solid Pokemon. And look at this lag right when I'm about to get to the charge move. Every single time. My goodness, it's crazy. But we're able to get to it before they get to a charge move. Bringing in their Talonflame. I could have went for Superpower, which would have actually done a decent amount of damage, as a matter of fact. I always do that. I don't know why. Always trying to get to that lunge. So we barely survived with 1 HP with this shiny Shadow Lapras. Getting to the Surf, which is going to devastate the Talonflame. Swapping into, well, not swapping, bringing in the Nihilego, our last Pokemon, as if we had a choice. And this is looking pretty stinking good for us. Now, we do kind of need to look out because they did charge up. And Brave Bird is still going to be doing a lot. But we call it, still holding on to both of our shields. Let's go. Now we need to start shielding up. Absolutely. We got to shield this up here, because that's going to be bringing us down very low. Going for the rock side immediately here, as so they can't do more damage to us, right? Down goes the Talonflame, and we have that Gramble in the back here, and we got the Poison Jab Nihilego putting in that freaking work. This thing is amazing, and taking that win, of course. Let's go. Moving it on to our next battle, leading with Lapras the entire time. Met with a Dragonite, great lead. Swapping into Swampert, and we're going to go ahead and bring in our Buzzwole here. All we need to do is win this matchup and get alignment again, and we're going to be looking good. If it costs us a shield, so be it. The Lapras is doing so much damage to the Dragonite with the Ice Shards, it doesn't really matter. So they're going to be letting it go. Now, at this point, we can let all of this go, and what we're going to do is debuff the Dragonite 2 times. I think we get there twice, unfortunately. Ooh. Let's see what happens. Oh, Buzzwole said hit me. I love it when it flexes like that. Don't think we're getting to 2 Dragon Breaths. It's going to take us out quite quick here. But at least we're going to be able to lower their attack before we do go down. They're going to get a little bit more farm here. They didn't get any before they did swap because they immediately left. And they have a Typhlosion in the back. Okay, so we need to look out for Solar Beam. That's going to be... I don't know if that one-shots, actually. It might? No one knows, but I'm pretty sure I do call this here. We're going to have to. We need to hold on to that last shield. Oh, okay. Well, opposite, of course, every time. Always opposite from what I say. And we're shielding it up, I guess. Blastbird, unfortunately, getting their last shield. Now, is this a Solar Beam? That is the question, and it is a Solar Beam, and this will definitely be taking us out here. So down we go. Bringing in the Lapras, farming up a little bit of extra energy here. I don't think we really need to. Now, we need to look out for... Oh, they caught with their Dragonite. Very nice. Well, we're able to farm down and get to another Surf. This is the power of the shiny Shadow Lapras. Well, you don't need the shiny part. Shadow Lapras is amazing. If you don't have one, well, I don't know. We have that TM event coming up, so make sure you have one on deck. I know you can't just go and get one anymore. But regular Lapras does work really nice as well. Anyways, next battle met with a Ninetales with Charms. So, it could be worse. We could be up against it with our Buzzwole here, so I guess it's not the worst. Alright, so we do have the Nihilego, but there's no point in swapping into it because as soon as we do, they're going to be bringing in a counter. So unfortunately, they're going to be winning this matchup. And what we're going to do is bring in our Buzzwole, which... let's see if they have another counter to fighting. So bringing in a Swampert, not necessarily. Going for the lunge, and after this, we can let the charge moves go. Yes, the Hydro Cannon is going to be very spammy, and they let it go as well, which is great. I need to take them out because we do have the Nihilego, which is going to get annihilated by Swampert here. So we shield up the first one, always opposite of what I say. Kind of just keeping our cushion space going here, and now we're going to try to farm them down. Fantastic. What's in the back? A Registeel. Oh, this is great for us. Nihilego can't really do squat up against it. Everything's resisted. So we're going to have to really start putting in the work here. So I go for the lunge. They let it go. Of freaking course they do. And we hit them with the superpower. They're still not shielding. I'm thinking, okay, we got a 2-shield flexor over here. Or maybe they were just trying to call it. Who knows? But bringing in Nihilego to kind of just have them use up their energy, because since they are so low, we are going to actually be able to take them out here with the Nihilego. And yeah, maybe they just didn't use shields because they realized it was over, but nonetheless taking that win. Next battle met with an Umbreon. Okay, well, Buzzwole completely shuts this down unless they do have Psychic, which is going to be super effective, obviously, right? So Lapras is just going to put in the work here. We're going to go ahead and go for the Skull Bash. So yeah, let's talk about this. Now you could go with Ice Beam, I suppose, Ice Beam and Surf, but I just personally like Skull Bash. Now the reason why I don't go with the Ice Beam is because the Ice Shard's doing plenty as an Ice type, right, already. And that Skull Bash can really come in handy to raise your defense at some points, right? Okay, so let's see. I'm pretty sure we'll survive this, but unfortunately by barely, who's going to win? We take them out thanks to our defense buff. Bringing in a Swampert to take us out, and you already know we're bringing in that Buzzwole. So I guess, the showcase is Lapras and Buzzwole, pretty much. All right, they're both great, and initially was going to be a Lapras video, but every time I use Buzzwole, it always kind of takes away the shine from whoever I'm showcasing. So they swap into the Ninetales, and I immediately bring in my Nihilego. Yeah, you better believe it. This is amazing. So they can bring in the Swampert. I should have undertapped a little bit more, but it doesn't really matter as much as we're going to get to all these charge moves. Plus, they're getting to 1 first, so not even going to farm up that much, which is great. And we've still got 1 shield left. And getting to this lunge, I mean, that's a wrap for us here. We got this in the bag. Buzzwole, so good. So stinking good. And, I mean, in every cup, in every league, I should say. It's okay in Great League, right? It's amazing in the Ultra League, and it does pretty stinking well in the Master League too. So long as you don't get matched up with like or alignment with a Fairy type, then you're pretty screwed because, well, Fairy resists Bug and fighting. So we're taking that win there with the Buzzwole. Let's keep it moving. We got a nice long video here for you. And next battle, we're met with a Shadow Shiny Muck. Oh, damn. We got the battle of the Shiny Shadows over here, folks. This is actually pretty interesting. I did not pay attention to this the first time around. So yeah, we got to look out for that Thunder Punch. So we're just going to keep throwing these Surfs here. No point in going for Skull Bash. I mean, Surf is getting stabbed and it's doing plenty. This is not the situation for it. Alright, so we're getting that one through. Great. A Thunder Punch we can survive. And then it's just a matter of will we survive the Poison Jabs. Now, who's going to win this? They're taking that win, unfortunately. So we're going to go ahead and bring in Buzzwole to farm them out. Okay, so they got a Poison to resist fighting. Okay, there's a Fairy type. Now, if they have Fire in the back, there it is. There it is. How many times do you see? I mean, I guess it's a common thing. We've made it plenty of times, but personally, you know, for the past couple of days, I haven't seen Fairies with Typhlosions being matched up. It's not like somebody made a video. It's because of the Pokemon I'm using. It's crazy, right? So we're taking that win there. And Nihilego, unfortunately, is not going to be getting to a Rock Slide here. Damn. That really did hurt. I was like, okay, come on. Buzzwole, you've done this before, buddy. Yeah, all of your moves are resisted, so we're shielding up that Psystroke. And going for a lunge. Superpower could have done it, but I don't want to lower my attack. And look at this. It was perfect. I couldn't believe it, and we take the win with a couple of HP. Thank you, Buzzwole, for taking out that Fairy type, Bug, and Fighting type. Let's go. Next battle met with a Trevenant, and this is an interesting matchup here. Now, you can let one of your Seed Bombs go. Just wait until we get Shadow Trevenant. No, you won't be able to let that go. After that, then yeah, you're pretty screwed. But at the same time, they're going to be taking more damage with your Ice Shards. As well as your Surf. You know, it is resisted, but it's doing a decent amount of damage on top of the quick moves. We're going to be looking good. So what you're going to do, if you're in this situation, is you let this go. Shield up the first one. They go for the... See, I've been seeing them go for the Shadow Ball. I don't know, maybe to just do a little bit more damage at that point. So they're swapping into a... Stunk Tank, and I should have bring in Nihilego because we resist the fire. Well, I was gonna say in the crunch that we don't resist that, so unfortunately we're just using our last shield, but I feel like Nihilego could have done something a little bit better there for us, although Buzzwole still fits the bill. Alright, so they're bringing in a Drapion. Oh yeah, do your flex, Buzzwole, let's go, baby. Alright, so going for the lunge, lowering their attack. Now, Sludge Bomb will probably do it, hitting me with an Aqua Tail, swapping into our Crobat, so the Nihilego is gone for now. And this is just my trusty Crobat. I mean, I love this thing. It's a great Pokemon. Used it in the main series games a little bit, not too much for tournaments. When I would go to like little coffee shop battles, I used it here and there. It was an okay Pokemon. Just didn't fit the bill for what I needed to do. We barely survived, getting off another not very effective Poison Fang to take the win up against the Shadow Drapion. Let's get it. Moving on to our next battle, leading with that Lapras, met with an Obstagoon, bad lead. So we're going to go ahead and swap into our Crobat. Now, Nihilego is not necessarily weak to fighting, but it does okay against fighters. I just wanted 2 solid Pokemon in the back that resist fighting. because that is an actual team. That's something that can get you through a bad time, right? Having something else on the team that's also sharing a weakness with the Pokemon that's leading is going to put you in a bad situation. I'm doing that a lot because I'm just seeing what I can get away with in making wacky teams. All right, so we need to win this matchup. Simple as that, period. I don't care if I have to use 2 shields. I will try to win this here. And that's exactly what we're going to have to do. I've said it before, I'll say it again. Don't be afraid to double shield. Now, don't go out there and start double shielding everything. But if you have a good matchup like this Obstagoon with our Buzzwole, then you want to make sure you can get that alignment going. Now, they're not going to be able to counter us down here. And we've also hit them with a Poison Fang, lowering their defense. So all we have to do at this point is bring in the Buzzwole and counter them up. They're not swapping. There must be something in the back, or they might hit us with Obstruct. Nope, Night Slash. And what you got back there? A Cresselia. Beautiful. So we do need to look out for the Grass Knot because that is going to be doing a lot. So we're going to go ahead and lower that attack. And now we're going to swap into our Lapras to catch a freaking Moonblast. Oh, you better believe it. Let's go. Doing less damage than the Grass Knot after even lowering their attack. So this is great. Buzzwole's in the back with a little bit of energy. So we're looking good here. And they're not going to be able to even take us out with a Moonblast at this point. Going for a Surf. Lapras putting in that work. We still got 1 shield left. Going for another Surf. Lapras still putting in that work. Alright, so let's continue on here. They try to catch. Great. Beautiful. And I'm going to go ahead and swap into the Buzzwole. I'm just shutting them down. Catching a Grass Knot that should have been for the Lapras. They're probably all kinds of pissed over there. Good game. Going for a Moonblast. Taking out the Buzzwole. Lapras has energy. We take the win with the Surf. I'm going to have to say that was a clean game there. Catching the Moonblast with the Lapras and then catching the Grass Knot with the Buzzwole that were for the other Pokemon. All right, bad lead up against Scrafty here. Now, I'm going to tell you something, folks. This is nuts. Okay, for a whole set and a half, only Scrafty leads. Just a coincidence, right? Just, yeah, no algorithm. Just normal. That's so crazy. Okay, well, I'll let it go. All right, anyways, up against a Cresselia here. We're landing the Shadow Ball. Fantastico. Love it. All right, hitting me with that Moonblast. I mean, that they have, we resist it all, unless they have Future Sight, and then that's super effective. So Crobat is a damn good, solid Pokemon. Now, folks, I've had my Sega on for the past, since I got it, because, you know, I don't have the special cartridge. I got a special cartridge that has, like, hundreds of games in it, but you can't just save it on command, as far as I know. So I have it on, like, back in the day when I was a kid, you know, leave it on at night because you got so far in the game, the rental game or whatever the case may be, and then you go to school and you come back and it's still on. You're like, oh boy, trying to pick up where I left off. That's how we had to do it back in the day. Oh, us old school people, no saving, just leave it on. All right. Anyway, we're gonna go ahead and lower the attack on that Talonflame. I shield this up because I was feeling a little frisky. I was like, yeah, let's go for it. Let's keep on going. I knew I was going to win this, so I was just kind of messing around with the Buzzwole. Totally could have just let it go there, but anyway. Bringing in the Lapras, and we're just going to farm down because, well, they got 2 shields left. And, yeah, pretty much, there you go. Moving it on to our next one. Look, I'm telling you, I'm actually going to exclude several because it was straight Scrafty counter in the front. I would swap to Crobat, and then hard counter. It was like, come on. For several games. And that's just the way it goes sometimes. But when you see the same thing over and over, and then you switch your team, and you don't see a trace of those Pokemon anymore, it's funny. Alright, anyway, another one of these Talonflames up against Crobat, and another one of these situations where we want to win, so we're going to actually double up, and they're still holding on to 2 shields. Now, I'm not feeling nervous, like, oh, I shouldn't have used those, I'm screwed now. Nah, we're good. I was kind of annoyed that I didn't get off that Poison Fang soon enough, but it didn't KO, so great. Now we're going to be able to go for that. Lower the defense so Buzzwole can handle the heck out of it. But they're swapping and locking themselves with their Scrafty, which is technically giving us the win right off the bat here. It's not like they knew, so, you know, it's not like, oh, you suck. No, nothing like that, right? It's just the way they played it. Now we're looking good here. So Buzzwole flexing again. Going for the lunge. Going for another one here. Now at this point, we resist, obviously, the Earthquake, but I do believe they go for that. One last war cry. They don't even go for rocks. I said, Earthquake, the hell with your Buzzwole. All right, now we're going to go for the superpower here to finish this off. And Buzzwole. Nice shiny Stunfisk, by the way. I still haven't found one of those. And if I ever sound like I'm talking crap, you know, it's not like it really matters. But I'm pretty sure this is established. I'm just kidding. I respect all my opponents, unless I say otherwise, right? All right, so we're up against this shiny Articuno. Cool, nice. Took me forever to get that. People were offering to trade. I was like, no, I have to find this. I can do it myself. All right? And I finally got it years later. And I've always had bad IVs for Articuno. I don't know what it is. Always, no matter what I do. All right, so they're going to be swapping and locking themselves with their Umbreon here. Now, the only saving grace that they're going to have is the flex. It always gets me. It's Psychic. So I think they actually back out after this. Yeah, this is pretty much a wrap here. They're like, yeah, no, I think I'm good. And I totally get it. Yep, good game. Let's keep it moving here. Moving it on to our next opponent. What are we going to see? A Togekiss. Yes, freaking thank you. All right, so they're still for a moment because eSport ready, or I don't know, maybe they were like, they saw my name and they started recording. Who knows? Not trying to gas myself up or anything. Just, you know how it goes. So they swap and we do a systematic swap so fast you don't even see the animation happen. Buzzwole's ready for action here. Now we're going to farm them all the way down to Funky Town because there's no point in throwing here. We want to accumulate as much energy as possible. Going for 2 Night Slashes, no obstruct. Great, great, great. Bringing in the Togekiss, which is going to eliminate us very quickly here. But not before we get off a couple of lunges. Buzzwole said, hey, I'm built different. Yes, yes, Buzzwole. You sure are, buddy. Lowering the attack by 2 stages here. Bringing in the Lapras. They bring in their Swampert. And I'm going to stay right here. There's no point for me to bring in the Crobat up against this. We want to go up against the Togekiss because we do resist it with the Poison type. Now, what we need to look out for is the fact that they have an Ancient Power, which is not going to be able to KO the Crobat, but just something to think about, right? We've won. Just giving you a little bit more of an insight here. So going for the Surf up against the Swampert, they're letting it go. Immediately swapping into our Crobat here, and they're really putting up a fight until the very end. I think I actually 2-shield flex here. Just because I wanted to. I was like, yeah, I think I can do this. Yeah, might as well. We had a good lead, so let's not use any shields. How about that? Great. Moving it on to our next opponent. Really felt this one through the phone here. Like, I could feel energy of them really not wanting to lose this. It just happens sometimes. I don't know why. Just the way people are playing. Okay, so anyways, we're going to shield this up, calling the Moonblast. Great. We're going to go for the Skull Bash, and this is one of those incidences where you want it up against a water type. Don't you want it? The old It movie, you remember that? And going for a Surf, which is going to be enough to take them out. They let it go, which surprised me. As soon as I saw the Registeel, I already knew what this team was going to consist of. Tapu Fini, Registeel, Talonflame, copy, paste. Hey, you do what you got to do. It's a solid team, that's for sure. But I already know what you got here. So we got to look out. What's going on? We have Buzzwole, we got Crobat, we're down a shield, so how is this going to work? Well, we have to let all of this go. Gonna go ahead and call. Buzzwole said hit me, and they said okay, hitting me with a Focus Blast, no problem at all. Knowing that there is a Talonflame in the back, we need to preserve that shield and hold on to that Crobat, obviously not bring it in. What we're gonna do is go for the lunge here, lower their attack, and this is their last Pokemon, so it's not like they're going anywhere. They can't swap out to refresh it. They've got 2 shields left, but it's looking pretty good. We can still definitely lose this. But we're going to let this first one go because we need to hold on to our shields at this point because we're kind of in an interesting situation to say the least. Letting that go, which again kind of surprised me. I don't know what's up with these 2 shield flexors or what the case is, but I mean, it's not happening right now. So we're going to go ahead and go for another Poison Fang, and at this point, doesn't matter if they had 1,000 shields. We're just going to be able to take them down with quick moves because of their defense has been dropped so low. Taking that win, moving it on to our next opponent, met with a Giratina. This is a good lead here, despite having no super effective charge moves. They swap into Tapu Fini, we bring in our Crobat, and this is looking pretty good here. The alignment is great. Although we still can lose this matchup, we kind of need to win it. We'll see what happens here. This Water Gun is really going to start accumulating. That's the thing about Tapu Fini. That Water Gun damage really starts adding up. So we will be shielding this up. As a matter of fact, this is another one of those 2 shield situations if we have to. Was really working out for me whenever I did these battles here. So the letting it go, haven't used the shield yet, which is perfection. Maybe they think this is going to be a Shadow Ball. Hopefully we can get a shield. I mean, we're pretty far from it. Yeah, they already knew, so that's good. Okay, nice. Still holding on to 2 shields, bringing in the Lapras, and they immediately swap into the Registeel. So here we go. We can take whatever they dish out to us. I mean, look at this. Sap Cannon lowering our attack. Okay, no problem at all. Now, they still have 2 shields left. Now, it's not worth going for the lunge at this point. It's going to take less energy to go for the superpower. And even if we debuff ourselves 2 times, if they shield twice in a row, we're still going to be able to do a ton of damage. Even after they've lowered our attack. So we are debuffed 3 times with our attack, right? 4 times. This is the max that you can be debuffed. Is this going to be enough to take them out? Buzzwole, let's see what you got, buddy. Debuffed by 4 stages, not enough, but still doing some damage. Swapping into their Giratina, immediately bringing our Lapras. Going for the Surf, it's not very effective, but it's still going to be doing a decent amount on top of those Ice Shards. And they back out at this point. I thought the game was going to freeze. I was thinking, yeah, of course it's going to freeze right here. Right when I'm about to take the win, right? Anyways, they back out, we take the win. Next battle met with a Muck. Okay. Buzzwole will like to be in this matchup here. Lapras doesn't really mind it too much. If we don't use a shield, obviously we lose this. Going for an Acid Spray, which I could only assume is going to be followed up by a Dark Pulse right after this here. And they do have Poison Jab, I do believe. And we're going for 2 Surfs back to back here, which is going to be doing a decent amount of damage. Almost taking them out. I think I'm actually going to... do I shield this up? Yeah, we want to... Winning that swap is kind of important sometimes, even if you're down a shield. See, there you go, exactly. So they're bringing in an Obstagoon. And now we're going to be able to take alignment here. Doing a decent amount of damage with the Surf, and we're going to be obviously bringing in Buzzwole. Let this go. I'm expecting an Obstruct and swap into what? A Giratina. So we immediately swap into our Crobat here. So how is this looking for us? Well, it's looking actually pretty good. Yes, the Giratina is tanky and resists everything that the Buzzwole does have, and yes, we are down a shield. But if we can start getting shields here with the illusion of it, oh yeah, let's go. Poison Fang, not very effective, and getting a shield, oh yeah, Chef's Kiss, perfection. So we're going to shield this up because it's all up to the Crobat at this point to do as much damage as it possibly can with its quick move damage. We're not going for Shadow Ball. It's all about lowering the defense so we can just keep on doing more with our quick move. Swapping into Buzzwole. And we're farming them down, and we're going to go for the lunge immediately. Now, this is very interesting. If we can win this matchup, I think we get another back out here, actually. The only thing that I was thinking at this moment was them thinking, well, what's going on here? I'm a dragon and freaking ghost. That's a bug in fighting. Anyways, that's the video. Thank you for watching, and take care.
Sunshine and rainbows. It's a very mean and nasty place, and I don't care how tough you are, it will beat you to your knees and keep you there permanently if you let it. You, me, or nobody is gonna hit as hard as life. But it ain't about how hard you hit. It's about how hard you can get hit and keep moving forward. How much you can take and keep moving forward. That's how winning is done.
Hey! So you're finally here! Fantastic!
Touch the cat. This is the best.